There's a showdown happening a stone's throw away from where I'm sitting this morning. It sees concerns Bo-Kaap residents. They're up against property developers about the construction of a six-storey hotel, about 74 rooms expected. What makes it interesting or of concern is that the hotel would be mere meters away from the Owl Mosque, the mosque first established in South Africa. Osman Shaboodien is the chairperson of the Bo-Kaap Civic and Ratepayers Association. Good morning, Osman. Really appreciate your time.
Good morning. I appreciate to be on.
You're not concerned and you're not against any form of development. You just don't want the hotel or a new hotel to overshadow the heritage of South Africa's oldest mosque, the Owl Mosque.
Absolutely. That is one of the factors. The other factor is that the original plan that was drawn up before was done much. The property developers rebought this whole thing in 2016. Our heritage overlay zone was only granted in 2019. So we are saying to the city that it's a new application in accordance to the new heritage overlay zone. It's not something that was prior to that. And that is something, and also if you look at the location of the site is surrounded by very, very old heritage buildings, and the Owl Mosque is one of the jewels in Bo-Kaap. It's the oldest mosque, it's the first mosque, built in 1795. So the site is about 1795 and earlier. So you definitely, and if we look at it, it's two-story buildings, it's one-story buildings, and you have the six-story, which they wanted 8 stories before. They think by compromising on the 2 stories, they have done their job. I think the bigger challenge that we're sitting with is once it's built, it will stick out like a sore thumb. But what it does impact to, besides environmental heritage, a visual impact that it will have, it will also have a living heritage impact, because the Owl Mosque is being frequented quite more than other mosques purely because of its age and its standing. So they offer no parking for the hotel. There's no parking for the hotel. They must all park off street. There is no protection against the Owl Mosque Adhan for that matter. So that's going to be another battle in the future. If the 5 calls to prayer comes every day, and you have people sleeping next door on a 6-story building overlooking the property, it's going to be a problem.
230 years old is the Owl Mosque.
Absolutely.
Talk to me about the heritage zone that was applied for and that was received. This was only received after, I think 2 years after plans for this particular hotel were approved.
Absolutely. And that approval was not done through a public participation because it was not needed as what you would need if there was over the heritage overlay zone. So what we are telling the city, make it an open process, because there's a new process in Bo-Kaap. And this is a new application. It's not the old application. This application has lapsed well before that, put it that way.
Osman Shaboodien, really appreciate your time. We'll continue this conversation next week.